So have any of you seen Fight Club?
Movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
I've
Huh.
never seen Fight Club.
So there's a
Really?
scene in that movie where, because the main character works as a projectionist in a movie theater, and what he does just to fuck with people is for like one frame of the movie, he'll put like a cock. So like for a kid's movie, they'll be watching like Bambi or whatever, and then he just splices in a fucking dick, and nobody notices.
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore in 2020.
No.
You can pause at any time, rewind at any time. It's way too easy to find.
That's one of the things about like even
Dedicated to that.
animation. Look at how animation has to be so clean now, because back in the days it could be like, when they used to use film, there would be grain everywhere all over the place, but the TVs were so, I guess technology wasn't as clean as it is now, to where you just nowadays when you look at those like old Batman the animated series episodes, it's like, god damn, it looks like it's snowing or some shit from all the grain and shit like that, because back then they just didn't really care about keeping it, and they couldn't really keep it clean. And I don't know how I got to that point, but
well, like at the same time though, the resolution was a lot lower, so they could get away with that stuff, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It's more of a problem, like not really a problem, but like it affects the visuals more nowadays because the resolution is so high, the clarity, you just see it. Like when you look at old Mobile Suit Gundam, like from like the fucking 60s,
Gundam.
You could literally see like dust on the fucking screen. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would even like, I totally forgot about stuff like that. Yeah, just all like the little like imperfections that you'd see from like the actual film.
Yeah, they like nowadays everything feels so clean. So whenever I go back and watch something old like that, I don't know, I kind of prefer it just because like it gives it like character. It's got grime,
100%.
Like you literally feel that person's like placing the animation cell on the background,
Yeah, well, I guess that's because back then everything was hand drawn and like hand done.
That's peak though.
That anime Hands Off Eizouken, where they like actually give you like the background of like how they make anime and shit. It was pretty cool.
Which anime was that?
Done. Hands Off Eizouken.
Yeah, I saw a few episodes of that. That one was really good. I need to go back to it.
It's pretty sick. It's like, and the animation style is like different every episode.
Is that the one about the one-legged duck that was a porn star?
Exactly.
I've not seen that.
I'm joking.
No.
No, it's about these three girls. I think they try to start up like they try to make their own anime. Like one of them is like a model and she's rich. One of them is she's ugly, but she's all about money. And then there's like the weird gremlin looking one. She's like really passionate about animation.
Yeah, she's like an animation prodigy or some shit. It's crazy.
I was gonna say, like, going back to like the quality thing too, the one that like immediately stands out in my mind is like going from like Dragon Ball Z, Frieza, no, let's say Cell Saga, maybe even Majin Buu Saga. The art does change there, but then going to like Super. Like Super is much cleaner, but Z just
way less like muscle cuts and shit. Like everyone's slimmer.
Yeah.
Wait, between
even, like, just the colors.
Super and Z, the difference, the main reason why it even happens, if we really want to get real about it, is this is a reflection of society. Back then, what was glorified and pushed into the media is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nowadays, it's more like the slim guy, the cut, clean cut, slender, and all that shit. That's the wave now. So Dragon Ball is just reflecting pop culture then and now. Like there was even Arnold Schwarzenegger references in OG Dragon Ball because again, masculine, all of that shit was what was the wave back then. So Dragon Ball is just reflecting. Every time Dragon Ball returns, you're gonna just see it reflecting what society was doing at the time period those stories were created.
That's a good point, because the other thing with that too is like, especially when you consider like Eastern culture versus like Western culture, definitely Eastern culture is more into like the slimmer look with like whether you're a guy or a girl, right? Like if you look at all like these K-pop stars and J-pop stars, all the dudes and all the girls, like everyone has this very slim look to them instead of being like super muscular or whatever, right? So I think that probably reflects exactly with what you're talking about.
So where would you place like Dragon Ball in terms of like the eye candy, idealistically.
Well, Dragon Ball started off as a slapstick, funny little story that Toriyama. He comes from Doctor Slump. He comes from telling poopy jokes all day. So that's really where it started. That's why Dragon Ball was actually a crude humor. There's times where Goku is slapping on Bulma's thing and saying, "Hey, where's your balls?" and stuff like that. Like these are crude jokes. This is
you can't
Toriyama's
do
passion.
that anymore.
No, oh God, no. Oh.
The golden era, the golden age.
Did you see
to be fair, real quick, because I don't want to. I don't. Realistically, especially considering the fact that you think about it, Dragon Ball, like Goku looks like he's like 5 and he's like only supposed to be like 12. Is this something that you should have 5 or 12-year-olds looking at? A little kid pulling down a girl's panty and slapping, or slapping every girl around them. Nowadays that could get a kid in some serious trouble if he want to emulate Goku going around and slapping people down there to see if they're a man or a woman. That's some serious consequences. Like, people replicate anime all the time. Look at Death Note.
Imagine some fucking 5-year-old goes up to some random lady, slaps her right there. It's like, no balls.
Yeah, and right there, that's enough for some soccer moms to get together, write some letters, get pissed off, and then now if that's airing on Cartoon Network, now Cartoon Network got to get that off. Like 2022, you better get that off the TV right now.
My little Jimmy
but they did that
until he watched Dragon Ball.
They did that to Courage the Cowardly Dog, though.
Wait, what did occur?
Yeah. Expound on that.
Do you remember? So you guys remember the episode where it was the bunny with the mask, and like she was trying to.
It was the cat. I was fucking like 10.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You made me think like, man, I'm supposed to remember this, shouldn't I? Huh?
Okay, so there's this episode, right, where there's this cat. She has this mask, right, because she's hiding her identity, and she shows up to Courage's house, and she's talking about like she needs help trying to free her friend Bunny from like this pack of like dogs, right, and it was like a very highly implied it was a drug gang. So, yeah, and like she hates dogs, right? So she's like always giving Courage shit. Courage goes to like help the friend, and like it was implied like by the end of the series, it's just like, okay, well, not all dogs are bad because Courage helps my friend out who's being abused, probably implied prostitution, and then by the end of the series, by the end of the episode, it's like they were definitely like lesbians. And like, and yes, and then like the moms, man, you got to go back and look at the episode, right? And then the moms like all got together and like they like complained about this shit, and then like that's what.
But like, there's no way a kid would pick up on any of that,
dude. I'll be honest with you.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch the episode.
But it's always, and even right now in cartoons, cartoons for the most part, one of the things, and I saw this quote and it's so true. And if you look closely at cartoons, you'll understand this, that though cartoons are cute pictures with oftentimes stories really meant for the parent that they know is going to be forced to watch this shit with their kid. They know you got to be, if they can entertain you and make you not care about, sitting there with your kid as long as possible, they win because now they created a family moment. Now that's everlasting branding wise. They just done Kodak Black, took a picture of your whole life right there and served it to you. And now you feel like, I love, that's why Kodak became such a popular brand because like, that's a Kodak moment. Remember that? Netflix and chill, a Kodak moment.
Yeah.
You can catch one of those where you're integrated into society and something that's really integral to culture and shit like that with your product, like going into like Gunna, for example. I know it's mad far left, but we doing it, baby. Gunna, with that, what was this thing, Pushing P? So for those that don't know, because in case people don't know, Shintai and Chris are a little bit, when it comes to the hip hop culture, a little bit culturally clueless, but that's okay. We don't judge. I'm sure a lot of people right now are like, we don't know nothing about hip hop. So that's why me and Rob here can break it down to, as a matter of fact, Rob, because you be on the microphone, why don't you break a little bit down of what I'm referring to about this whole Pushing P situation and the intricacies of Pushing P?
So Pushing P is basically like when you do some fly shit, right? You do some dope shit, like you just got the bag.
What does the P stand for?
It stands for anything.
Player.
Man. Yeah.
Player.
You
so
Pushing P, right? Now there is like some controversy on who originated it because
that's why he had to stop it.
Yeah, Gunner popularized it in culture now, but you got people from like Texas that say like, nah, we've been saying pushing P for a grip. So, I mean,
Okay.
it depends on who you talk to.
And it was like a big thing of
P.
like, yo, I'm pushing P, yo, dog. Like, for example, Tomino from Gundam. If Tomino was wearing like some fly blazer in an interview, you'd be like, yo, Tomino was pushing P, dog. The way he was moving, he was pushing P. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, Kishimoto in that interview at the end of Naruto, he was pushing P, dog. He was keeping it real. He was pushing P, dog. I respect it. I love hip hop, bro. Always bringing the best.
Now I'm just picturing like a mangaka like in an interview just talking like that. Be like, I would fucking die. I would die. I would
like you imagine Oda, dog.
Yeah.
Like Oda just dropped a new chapter, man. Yeah, man. Like Gear 5 like came out and Luffy was just like chilling. He was like, yeah, oh shit, Luffy pushing P right now. Fuck it. Luffy pushing P right now. Kaido about to get slid on.
Luffy pushing P.
Luffy pushing P.
I'd love to fucking see Hideaki Anno in like a fucking fursuit or whatever with a giant cigar, and he's just like wishing P.
Yo, who's like the freshest like anime character that you think?
No. Who's the freshest anime creator, bro? Kubo. Kubo.
I was
Taite
gonna
Kubo.
say Kubo.
It always goes back to Kubo, the iconic pose with the shades. Taite Kubo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he thought it meant tight.
That's not the real reason, folks.
I actually thought that was the reason.
I think it was just like because his real name is Akio Kubo. What is it? It's not it's not Taite Kubo or whatever, but it wasn't that. I just know it wasn't that. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember hearing that one. Maybe I'm off. I don't know.
Who's the creator of Sailor Moon again? What's her name? She's married to
Takeuchi something.
Was it Nanako Takeuchi?
Because she's married to
Yoshihiro Tagashi. Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's fucked up. That's fucked up that we couldn't think of that name off rip, but the way you just ran that Hunter Mangaka off, that's what's wrong.
No. I will name drop Rumiko Takahashi any day of the week. Okay, Rumiko Takahashi, creator of Inuyasha. I always with the Def Jam hoodie, bro. She's I love her.
Well, then you owe the Sailor Moon. You owe her some more respect. I owe her more respect.
Yes.
Sailor Moon, regardless of how
pull up Sailor Moon creator's name.
Very important.
Yeah, man. Like, for sure. Like,
what is her name? Anybody looked it up?
Come on, Screen Man.
Goddamn, we're gonna say we need to know it, and then not look it up. Come on now.
That's what Screen Man is for.
Okay, Takanori. No way, that's the music. Fuck.
Oh God, now you're getting it wrong on top. Oh jeez.
It's
Naoko Takeuchi.
Yeah, that's
Naoko.
Naoko. There we go.
I knew it was Takeuchi, but I couldn't think of the Naoko, like a jackass.
So how controversial do you guys want to go with this? Because I got some theories, call it conspiracy theories, but I got some very deep conspiracy theories about Yoshihiro Tagashi.
Do you think Naoko is fucking like silently stabbing his back or something?
No. How real are we going? You guys willing to get as real with me and like, hey, if a theory sounds plausible, you willing to actually entertain it, or you're just gonna say, oh, no? Because if we're gonna throw in some crazy conspiracy theories, let's all walk in together. You know what I mean?
I say shit. He won't let her finish the damn series.
Like,
just let her draw it.
See what you have to say.
I say we pretend we're in on this, and we'll like let him speak his mind, and then we'll immediately pull back.
Okay,
and be
never mind.
Oh,
never mind. Nope.
Know your ledge.
Yeah. I'm establishing the ledge immediately so that I will jump off that bench. I will say this: I have my doubts on, and this is all conspiracy theory. Call it whatever you want. I have my doubts on the validity of the marriage between Yoshihiro Tagashi and Naoko Takeuchi. I don't believe that they're actually. I believe that that's like sticking. Let's just say I don't know, Moneybag Yo with some female other singer because it looks good and because maybe there's situations surrounding Yoshihiro Tagashi that is like, yo, it looks great to have him just round out woman. We call it a day. To that, what do you guys think? Say.
What led to this conclusion?
Well, okay, if there was any, if I gave you right now some type of things that kind of sounds, hey, it's possible, would you agree that you would say, yeah, okay, maybe that's a possibility, or you're closed-minded to even the thought based on hearing that alone? Is that too far-fetched for you?
I would hear it out, but
I mean, if the evidence is compelling enough, then I will consider it.
I guess it comes down to how mangakas are already, most of them tend to be so private with their life. It's like all these photos, like I like constantly, I'm always looking for photos because I have to like edit for you and stuff. But then it's like, it's so hard to find photos of them. And when you can, they're always like such low quality, like garbage. And
look at Kentaro Miura. There was almost no fucking photos of that guy for fucking decades.
Right?
Like everyone always used that same fucking like black and white photo of him from like that looked like it was taken back in like 1920. Like,
yeah, you just can't find them. It's so hard. And like even if they once in a while when they do have a photo, they tend to put like a mask on or like something to cover their face. And it's just like, oh come on, man. Like,
so either Yoshihiro Togashi was the hands down, bar none, most progressive mangaka in what most could even view as somewhat a conservative society of the 1980s and 1990s. Either he was the most progressive mangaka, or it's very interesting that some a man in Japan in the 80s and 90s, their first manga, or one of their first manga, was about a trans. It was a trans story that was submitted, I believe, either to a Golden Cup or to Shonen Jump. That is very interesting that a mangaka in that type of society would start off, hey, this is what I'm going to do, especially considering at that time. Now it's very different. I could see that becoming a thing. Back then, to have the courage to even do something like that is interesting. And again, just makes me just have some questions. Just questions. Not that I'm putting anything on anybody. Not that I'm making accusations. What is wrong with having questions?
Nothing wrong with asking questions. But like, but what conclusions are you trying to draw from?
Authors base a lot of their you have your whole life to create your first album. You have your whole life to create your first book. You have your whole life. You have everything that you've experienced, witnessed, and feel. You have your whole entire life to put into form into this piece of art when you're an artist. Oftentimes, these creators are inspired by their real life pain, trauma, etc., and they put it into the form of storytelling. That could be something that was personal to him. It could just be a family thing. It could just be that this was an idea that he was really interested in. Or it could be, hey, this is a very, very sensitive, or not sensitive, this is a very, very different time where doing something like that, people are going to look and say, hey, why are you even bringing this to our office? Nowadays, people have the common sense to say, hey, we'll hear you out. We want to actually check this one out. Back then, to do that, there has to be something personal that he would even have the courage to bring something like that to an editorial staff to look at it. That's facts. No matter what you want to say, that has to be something important to him to have to do in the 1980s, 1990s. Does it push that? Of course, does it push that that's him? No, but then he reuses that character design for Keiko from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay, but since we already lit this on fire, we might as well ask this question. If Togashi's going to dress up as a Sailor Moon character, which character is he going to dress up as?
Oh my god, content. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, wait.
Given that he has short hair, his best chance would be Sailor Mercury.
Sailor Mercury?
He can wear a wig, though, for cosplay. Yeah.
I don't know why. Sailor Mars feels like... I feel like it's up his alley.
I'm thinking either Mars or Venus.
Wait, no. Hold on. He has to be Usagi, and Takeuchi is going to be Tuxedo Mask.
No!
Oh, yes.
By the way, Rob, you said you were going to go back to it. Did you actually go back to Darling in the Franxx?
No. No, listen.
You played yourself.
No. Listen. A lot happened after we watched that shit, right? So I actually... No, man. Yo, so I went to work.
Okay?
So when I went to work, like a couple days later, I got into it with my boss, right? And essentially,
oh wow,
essentially got fired, right? But
Oh,
since they didn't want to pay unemployment, they tried to spin it and say I quit because they were like, we never actually said you were fired. But like one of the owners was like, give me the keys and get the fuck off my property. I was like, sounds like I'm fired to me, right?
Holy sheesh.
Oh,
Yep.
damn.
Yeah. So
what? I'm sorry. You know, I was
Yeah,
just asking
wow.
a dumb
no,
question.
so
Sorry.
I'm still working there, right?
Oh, so you still okay?
Oh.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah,
feel so much
like,
better
I
right
ended up
now.
going back because I was like, give me my I was like, okay, well then give me a paycheck, and they were like, oh well, payday isn't until like 2 days later or some shit. Granted, they've been paying me that same day every week since I've been working there for like 5 months, so that was some bullshit, right? That completely slipped my mind, so I just ended up watching another anime.
I mean, if
That
I were dealing
happens.
with that, I wouldn't want to watch any fucking anime either about some fucking pink-haired dino girl with some beta cut piece of shit protagonist.
I
Question
am
is,
going to
though-
finish that though. I am.
This
gonna
is the
finish that.
longest stretch I've had of not watching anime. And I don't know if you
Really?
guys can maybe obviously with at different points. The point I'm at in my life, like I really haven't, aside from maybe anything that I've talked about on the channel or whatever, I haven't really been watching anything. I'll be honest with you. I've been more so like, keeping in the loop of the news and what's going on in that aspect. But like, this is probably the longest stretch. And I think a part of it, yeah, I'm dealing with personal stuff, but a part of it is right now, anime on the big level is not really all that enticing to me. Like I'll watch Spy Family with my family, sure, why not, whatever. But
Hey,
Spy Family is pretty good. That
it's
shit's
good.
good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it that one that every single week you're like, I can't wait to see it? I gotta like no, that was Demon Slayer for me. Was that Attack on Titan has been that. There's plenty, but like I'm not going crazy that I can't fucking miss the Spy Family. Like Tokyo Revengers,
Okay, no,
I didn't miss one.
I mean, Spy Family's just a fun comedy, right? Like it's not like fucking Naoki Urasawa's Monster or some shit.
Oh god,
Like,
oh god, oh
like,
god.
it's not on that level. But like it's just a comedy. How fucking life changing could a comedy
No,
be?
and by no means am I
Yeah.
trying to slander it. I'm not saying that I'm saying that for me personal, just my personal taste, because it's a great series, very successful, it's beautiful for the family. For me personally, it doesn't make me hop out of bed to grab the remote to press play on an episode. It doesn't for me personally, but I am going to watch it because it's a great show.
But yeah, this is 7 seasons of peak fiction.
Sopranos.
This is like one of the best shows I've ever seen in my fucking life. I just finished it. Not even.
Oh,
like a
you
couple of
finished
days
it?
ago. I fucking finished it.
Holy,
And
yo, he's been
one of
working
the-
on this series. How long? Like 2 years?
No, not 2. Like probably 1 year, because like it's 7 seasons and each episode's like an hour long. And after you watch like 2 episodes, it feels like you've watched a movie.
That shit. I don't know, man. I'm used to binging How I Met Your Mother, so
Yeah, but How I Met Your Mother is like very casual show to watch. Like you're not really like taking much in. You're just like kicking back and you're just laughing at jokes. Like The Sopranos is like literally like an 80-hour movie. It's a fucking journey.
challenge accepted.
Dude, Sopranos is so good. So good.
It is.
That's an
thank you,
absolute
Chris.
must watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that on HBO Max?
I think yeah,
Yeah.
it should be.
I'm started tonight.
Yeah.
Do it.
You won't regret it,
Fucking
man.
Tim,
Well,
now you gotta fucking do it too. Come on.
I know.
It
I've
holds
been
up.
meaning
It
to.
holds up.
I'm gonna be tired as fuck
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You're like,
The next episode of the podcast, we're gonna talk. You two better have seen the first episode.
I'm sure you'll be surprised when I show up next week with how many episodes I've watched in a week.
Like,
Hey,
Okay.
it's been like,
Yeah. So I got to say this real quick. I got to be honest with you.
Mhm.
what's up?
I really don't like the Batman. I really don't like that movie.
Yeah, we talked about this.
It was
For the audience, Shintai, hello.
Nobody's watching this episode, but okay, fine.
The
We're-
pretend audience that we are.
The motherfuckers that don't exist. All right.
Exactly. So basically,
I like
the
it.
Batman sucked. And Shintai
No.
really loves the suck out of it. Paul.
I'm pro Batman. I actually really, really enjoy
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
My boy Chris.
You
Yeah.
know, I know he was only year 2, but there wasn't enough hands for me.
My only gripe,
Hands?
Yeah,
What do you mean
like
hands?
fighting.
like they wouldn't run enough hands.
There wasn't, hands.
Did you want him to have like a third hand?
Yeah, man, some jazz hands, something, a little bit of flair.
No, I'll be honest with you. It didn't suck. I was just, okay, and maybe this was me. I had these unrealistic expectations in my mind from the moment they said that this is Detective Batman. In my heart, Batman as a detective is Batman. Like the Batman the Animated Series, that's Batman to me. That's always Batman. And that was when he was hardcore detective. So I go into this movie, in my mind, I'm like, every scene better thrill me because they set up Detective Batman. That's best Batman in my mind. And I was like, yo, half the time we got Robert Pattinson? He's there like real scrawny and just like, it felt like he walked off the set of Twilight and just hopped in here. And it's like, some of the scenes were really dope. And overall, I want to be clear. I was joking about the sucks. It's a good movie. I had the expectation of, I thought it was going to shit on Batman Begins and all of that because of it.
But there's no way it would have.
Detective Batman.
But he's only year 2.
That don't mean that just because he's less experienced. If anything, that's a better and more interesting story.
Well, that's one of the things I liked about the movie was that he was inexperienced and he made a lot of mistakes. And like there was that one part where he takes out the glider.
Yeah,
that was a cool scene.
Yeah,
but then he fucks up and he eats shit and he's like, oh, fuck. Like,
has to limp the fuck
great.
away.
I love seeing stuff like that.
And that was the whole narrative that pushed with making him like using Robert Pattinson of, hey, look at this. This is Batman early, so he is going to be skinny and scrawny. I get it. It's just, for me, I don't know. Maybe Bruce Timm's designs in my mind, the guy that did the designs for the original Batman the Animated Series. Maybe it's just that's just what I wanted. I don't know. And that's a stupid thing on my behalf. But
they weren't even calling him Batman in the movie. They were calling him Vengeance, Like, so he's not even established as Batman yet. He's just some guy in a bat suit.
It's just some weirdo running around.
But don't forget,
that's how he's always been. But
now to get your own fucking symbol in your second year of doing whatever the fuck you're doing is pretty impressive. I'll say that much.
But don't forget, being like all lean and stuff. Remember, we were just talking about that. That's the thing that's in now. Being all huge and muscular.
Yeah.
That's the 90s.
Oh,
now we're all about being lean.
Look, your view is bitchy in your ass.
I guess maybe that's 2 more. Yeah. Wow.
Which cowl though? Just in terms of the style, like the look. So just the face mask. Well, okay, let's just say the whole suit. Which suit out of I don't know if I was going to go to all of the movies or, screw it, all of the movies.
Even the Adam West?
Even Adam West, yeah. Which suit
Adam West
stands out
wins.
the most to you?
Yeah, I got to go with Adam West, though. Yeah.
Adam West wins. You can't, dude. Adam West is the shit.
I gotta go with Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight?
In my heart, though, the Tim Burton Batman, that always sticks with me.
Well, the bat butt? No.
No, that was Batman Forever, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm joking.
Schumacher.
Yeah. Yo.
Which one was Tim Burton?
The first
the very first one.
The first two.
With, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
The one with Joker, and he also directed the second one with Penguin, right?
Yes.
Oh, those, bro.
They're from the 80s.
I barely remember those.
Oh, those were some of the best ones, if not probably still the best ones. I
grew up with them.
But it's so hard to, like, at this point, it's been so ingrained in my mind of live-action Batman, like the trilogy of Batman Begins, and that is what I think of for live-action Batman 2. So it's kind of, like, hard to pull it all apart.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and whatnot. Jim Carrey.
That was Forever and Returns. Those were the Schumacher movies, which are...
those
I think that they dropped the ball on what's the fourth one with Poison Ivy and Freeze?
Batman and Robin.
That one they dropped the ball because if they would have taken out, like, they try to go back to the
Tim
West.
God.
Tim West. I'm thinking of the dude in the UK, the DJ in the UK, Tim Westwood. Tim Westwood TV. No. They were trying to incorporate more of that comedy, like, take it back to the beginning. Batman's funny again with Batman and Robin. If you take that out and you make Arnold Schwarzenegger more serious, you make Uma Thurman. Oh God, Uma Thurman. You make Uma Thurman more serious with her poison ivy and shit. That could have been a good movie. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze sounds like it really works if you take out the corny shit from it.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey was a good Riddler.
Yeah, I like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jim Carrey as an actor. Like, he's really fun. What was I watching last night? Oh, I was just watching Sonic 2. Jim Carrey's in that.
It was like really fucking good.
Yeah, honestly, that's a really
I haven't
good
seen
movie.
Sonic 2 yet.
You haven't seen it's on Paramount Plus soon.
It's good. Like it's
I haven't seen the first one either.
What?
I want to take my daughter to see it. That's why I haven't seen the second one. Because I haven't taken my daughter to a movie yet because she, one of those kids that goes all over the place and runs. So I get scared, like, oh my God, what do I do if I take her to the theater? And she's just like, no, I don't want to watch this.
You might as well wait. It's supposed to be streaming this month.
Oh, perfect. So I'll just wait for that. Because she's really excited. I bought her a Sonic shirt and everything.
Nice. Cool. But Jim Carrey goes full Jim Carrey in that. So it's like, it's really, if you love Jim Carrey, then that movie.
Oh, I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What is it?
See, he might be retiring, man.
The Truman Show. That's probably one of his best, if not his best role.
That's a good movie.
I haven't seen that.
That is a good movie.
I personally
highly. I paid on YouTube one time because they had it like pay $1.99 to watch it on YouTube, and I paid it. And I shouldn't probably say that if this ever goes on YouTube, but who really pays for like shit on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Who really buys movies on YouTube? But I was like, yo, $1.99, fucking let's go.
That's okay. I think YouTube knows that nobody buys movies on YouTube. This doesn't work.
Dude, but that movie, The Truman Show.
Liar, Liar's my shit, man.
Jim Carrey's a legend, man. I love that he's at this age decided, you know what, I don't really want to be Jim Carrey anymore. I'll do it for a role here or there. But outside of the movies, Jim Carrey is like a different person than that Jim Carrey character. I love watching his little interviews and shit. Like, he's an interesting dude.
Yeah. I think he had like a little bit of he was struggling there for a little bit. I can't quite remember, a couple of years back. But he seems to have found his way back again. I
didn't take that as struggling. I felt like he had found himself, and the media kind of demonized him for his political views because I believe he was very left-wing at the time or some shit. And the media really didn't go that hard. But I've seen some outlets that were giving him a really hard time about some of his things that he would say and shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know too much of the details, so I don't really have an opinion on that. But I'm a huge fan of his, so anytime he's doing well, then I'm just like, awesome. Good for him.
I'm just wilding out because he's 60 years old right now.
Is he really?
What?
He's 60.
Wow.
He doesn't. Honestly, he looks really good. He doesn't look.
Yeah.
He doesn't look 60 to me.
Yeah, dude. He was around when In Living Color was like, he was around with the Wayans brothers.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you know what's a movie of his that to this day I love it? Liar, Liar.
Yeah, man, that's what I said. Shit, it's my favorite movie. Fucking The Claw.
Oh my God. Yeah. I like that scene, especially with all this Amber Heard and stuff that's going on with Johnny Depp. Every time that her lawyers speak, all I can think of is Jim Carrey being like, Your Honor, objection. This is devastating to my case.
Yo, there is a massive wave with this whole and I'll be honest with you, and I think I was telling Chris this a few days ago. There's big, when it comes to these type of situations, there's bigger wars that people don't realize are being played. What I mean by that is, I never, up until it kind of started becoming a big thing or whatever, I never was looking into this case, right? I wasn't research. I wasn't trying to figure out what's going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and nothing like that. Yet every single time I go on any of these apps, I see something there about this case. So I'm like, what is going on here? And then my family is telling me the same thing. They're seeing this, on their phone when they go on the TikToks or whatever. So I'm like, they are really pushing this Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff. Who is doing this? It would make sense that and I'm saying this in a positive light, don't mistake that what I'm saying. I'm saying that it would make sense for Johnny Depp, knowing that his reputation has been sullied by these accusations initially, for his team to put some money into making all of this, of the bullshit of Amber Heard, very as public as possible. So imagine the opposite of a smear campaign of essentially, hey, let me just show you guys the fucking truth as many people so that you know that Johnny Depp is not this monster that has been portrayed. We're going to show you using resources the right light of what this woman has done and shit like that. I think that that's a strong possibility, and I think that those wars go on all the time. PR wars, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got a documentary, honestly, like a biography or whatever the fuck.
On the way?
Yeah,
like they did with the O.J. Simpson trials.
Yeah, or like
a dramatization,
or like
what the Netflix?
Kanye.
Yeah.
The Kanye shit.
Yeah, that could be the case there. Like for sure, I think on both sides, right? Like Amber probably has a PR team, Johnny has a PR team,
it's
and they're both probably
reaching me because I'm a man, so I'm probably getting fed the hey, look, Johnny Depp, and then probably they're targeting woman or some shit like that with their thing of hey, even though I don't know, is Amber Heard financially like? Did she already get like some sort of payout from Johnny Depp? Like, where is she financially?
Yeah, and that's there is all drama too.
That's part of like why it's so big because like she got
lied.
Did she get like a divorce like settlement or some shit of like 7.5 million or some shit?
Yeah, so part of the agreement was that she was going to get a settlement of something like that, 7.5 million. Then she was supposed to give that to like the Children's Hospital. So because she said it, she was like, all the money I get from the divorce, I'm going to give it to the Children's Hospital, maybe a couple other organizations, but mainly the Children's Hospital. And she signed she might have signed something, I can't quite remember, but this was part of the agreement. So like Johnny was going to pay that out. She was going to then give it to the Children's Hospital. She gets the money, does not give it. She held on to all of it, and she just pocketed it. So that's like they're talking about that in like in the court case as well. Like
was that before or after she took a shit on his bed?
Oh,
be after.
I think it was before.
The money part? The shitting was before. They were still together.
Was before.
Still, dude. It's like
there's something mentally wrong with that woman.
Oh,
for her
yeah.
to fucking defecate on his bed and cut off his finger, like,
yeah,
what the fuck? I don't see
man.
how anyone could legitimately defend her. Like, I'm not saying Johnny Depp is like, squeaky clean either, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think overall, like, that whole relationship is just abusive, like, on both ends. I don't mean like physically. I just mean like just mentally.
I mean, she did
verbally.
physically take a shit on it.
Yeah, she definitely took it to the physical end of it for sure. But just like overall, they should have just broken up years ago.
Yeah, that's not how it works, though.
I know. We've all been there, like 100%. I've been there too.
It don't even be the money, man. So
yeah,
here's something too.
It's a power thing.
The constant split I see with a lot of different things, like that's just another divisive thing though in society, right? Because like one of the things that I'm seeing that has really been, I don't know what's the word to use right now for it, but there's a gentleman, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with, that recently passed, named Kevin Samuels.
Right.
And Kevin Samuels, he was known as a relationship guru, giving advice to men and women on how to improve yourself in order to get the life or the lifestyle or relationship that you want. The problem with Kevin is that a lot of people would say that his methods were very harsh. He would sometimes refer to women as linebackers. Sometimes he would say, some very provocative things that is like, yo, dude, you can give the criticism without being completely harsh. So a lot of women really fucking hate and despise Kevin Samuels. So much so that with his recent passing, there were live streams, spaces, and anything you could think of women celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. Primarily. I don't want to entirely, because I've seen a lot of men that are also siding with women on this situation, but a lot of them are celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels, and a lot of men's responses to this is like, yo, we get it. He was very hurtful with the words that he said. Overall, he always did say that his message was to restore the black community and put it back together. So that was what his intention was. But ultimately, he affected and hurt a lot of people along the way. And the men are like, yo, how a man died, how is that your first response is to celebrate his death? To all of that I just put out, what do you guys say?
I think it's a little sick to celebrate somebody's passing just because you didn't like their views on shit. Like, it ain't like the dude was like doing anything. I saw somebody compare him to Bin Laden. People
No
were
complaints.
asking for his opinion and for advice, and he gave it. Now, whether you agree with it or not, that's up to you. But like to celebrate the death of somebody, especially somebody whose aim was to do whatever they could to help repair the black family, is just kind of fucked up.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know this guy at all personally. Obviously, I only just recently heard of him because of you. But just going based on this, like, okay, yeah, maybe he was a little mean, but like that's not a reason to be happy and celebrate that he died. That's really fucked up, honestly. Like, unless this guy was like some fucking serial killer, he was secretly like murdering these women, then I can understand. Yeah, fucking clap for his death. But if all he did was kind of blunt and harsh in the advice that he gave, like that's not a reason to be happy that he died. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I think it's too far. Like, I think it's. I'm always on the side of like people should be able to say what they want to say. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and you can voice your opinion on that too, for sure. But then to celebrate somebody's death just because, like, you know, even if
It
they
hurts your
say it's not
feelings.
cool, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
it hurts your
like-
feelings.
It's the silliest shit. Like, what are we in?
Yeah.
Fucking middle school?
Yeah, it's too much.
To push back on that, I will say this, right? Let's say you as a person, right? I'm going to throw an example right now. I'm going to give you, this isn't real. This is for the sake of this example. Okay, I want to be clear about this. Chris really fucking hates Trump, right? Chris really fucking hates Trump.
That part's true, though.
Let's just say what Trump has done has been so to you verbally. Are you going to celebrate Trump's death if he was to die, considering the fact of putting into your mind that he's really fucking hurt you? Like, he's really fucking hurt you in terms of all of the things he said. Because I could see, honestly, from the communities that I'm involved in, I could see a lot of the same people, including maybe even me feeling a little bit hypocritical of myself. I could see people when they're in the situation, the right situation, they would actually do that. I could see, like, let's just say a politician or something. I could see, not necessarily me, because I would never celebrate death, period. I think that's sick. But I could see some form of weight being lifted. So I understand in that aspect as well of women feeling like, yo, dog, he really made us feel like shit. We feel a weight lifted off of that. Because I don't want to completely just give one viewpoint of we all unanimously agree. What about why are the women feeling that way? And I wish we had a woman here right now that could really give us their you know,
Good point.
to break
That's a
it
good
down.
point.
I don't want to just, like, you know, shit on it completely. Like, yeah, maybe some of us feel that way, but why do they feel so hurt by what he's done and what he said? I think that there's the argument that his intention was to repair the black community, but because of his execution, he's been more divisive, if anything, of putting, you know, the man and the woman to, now they arguing because now Kevin Samuels put in their mind that you don't deserve a great man, or hey, if you're broke, you don't deserve a hot woman and shit like that. To that, what do you guys say?
I
I
don't.
think you made a good point about needing a female perspective on it, because especially me, I don't even really know this guy. I don't really know what he did or didn't do. So like, I feel like my perspective in particular isn't worth that much. But like,
From an
if we were
outsider's
asking-
point of view,
a very outsider point of view. But like, I feel like a woman that was like directly affected by him, her perspective would be very valuable, because she could tell us exactly what he said and how it made her feel, and why she's maybe not necessarily happy, but like you said, like, oh, a weight's been lifted. This fucker, you know, bit the dust.
I guess the only way I can kind of like make it sort of relate, because I don't know him that well either, but kind of just think of it like a horrible ex, like, you know, horrible ex that you had, right? And they die, they pass away. Like, it kind of, I think I would kind of relate it to a situation like that, where am I happy they're dead? Honestly, no. Like, I don't wish death on anyone I dated, even if it ended horribly. You know what I mean? Like, separate lives and, you know, move on. But like, I don't want something bad to happen to them. You know, so I would kind of put it in that situation. Like, even though I don't like this person at all, the whole thing ended for a reason. I don't want something bad to happen to them. So I think that's the only way I can kind of relate it. Like, that's why I don't wish death on somebody. So for them to die, even if I don't like them, using Trump as well, I don't like him at all, but but I do not wish death on him either, right? So if when the day comes, I'm not gonna be outside on my rooftop being like, yeah.
I mean, if Trump were to die, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I really won't care.
I think I might pop some champagne, maybe. I'll think about it, or at least a Corona Light.
See, and again, I
for
want
the
to
wall,
throw pushback.
Right?
I want to throw pushback. A woman would say, "So then, how could you disagree with us? That's all we're doing. We're doing our proverbial popping champagne."
With okay, I think there's a difference between what this guy, because this guy, based on what I've been told, at least so far,
Yeah.
The effects, like all he's done is verbal.
Yes. Yes.
Has done more than just say things.
Good point. His executive orders,
what he has done.
But has he done any? But has he done any positive that counteracted it?
I'll play devil's advocate and say I'm sure there's some positives, and honestly, I guess it all depends on the perspective, right? To somebody somewhere, he probably did something positive that affects their lives, which may negatively affect the other half of the country or something. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure somebody is happy that he did something positive for them.
Okay, but
right.
Let's put it like this. Let's say that we have 100 people. There's 50 people that suffered because of him, and there's 50 people that benefited because of him. Does that negate? I don't think so.
But here's something with this, right? And it kind of is interesting how it does kind of line up Trump and Kevin Samuels in terms of, I've heard this before. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I found it to be an interesting idea. And these are things that you can't even just talk about it. You can't ask these questions. Did Trump's actions and all of the way he was moving, right? While it was divisive, yes, in terms of, the political parties and morality and all that stuff, did he not also unite people in their fucking hatred for him?
What, like Lelouch?
Literally, yes. Like, and I'm not saying that that's even was his intention. Like, on a real level, that wasn't his intention. I'm saying that inadvertently, there was something beautiful from that, because I saw a lot of people that really didn't fuck with each other saying, no, fuck him. We're getting him out of here. Fuck him. He's disrespecting us. He's disrespecting our people.
I think
that's politics.
As an outsider looking in, my perspective is I feel like you guys are like more divided than ever. And I would say he's a huge part of that reason. So I'd actually say the opposite and think like it's actually the cause of like the division more than ever.
What do you say to this, Rob?
I think
hip hop's perspective, give me Rob and hip hop's perspective on this situation.
I'd say from a black perspective, like all it did was highlight the division even more so for the rest of the country to see like pretty much what we've been trying to tell the world since Emmett Till. Like, this is how these people have always seen us. Like, slavery has never gone away. It just has a different name now. And where you're allowed to do more things now, you still can't do a lot of other shit. You can tell, like, in the certain demographic of people that they don't want everybody to be able to participate in that, right? So where Trump is like, build that wall. All these people over here don't have to pay taxes. Why should the rich people have to pay taxes? Or why should these businesses have to pay taxes? But it's harder for you to get a startup business because you don't have good credit. You don't have good credit because you don't have good education. Like, all this shit's some bullshit.
Why are you hitting me close to home with certain shit, dog?
You know what I mean? The whole like far left and far right shit is stupid. It's the dumbest shit ever. But Trump brings it out of people.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
If we were divided before, I feel like Trump got like a fucking permanent marker and just made it even more like visible. Like, there's the fucking lying bitches.
Mm-hmm. Well, was that solely Trump, or did other parties play a part in that as well, in demonizing and making him look worse, where certain things that, let's just say, for example, right, these same people, they probably laughed at grab him by the pussy, but because it was advantageous to them at the time, they pushed it as, look at this monster, he's talking about grabbing him by the money, when that's locker room talk, some might say. What are your thoughts on that? Did the other parties as well play a part in the divisiveness, and if so, how much?
Well, at the end of the day, I think a lot of politicians in general They don't do what they believe in. They do what's strategic. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of politicians that internally laughed at that joke, but they know that it would be advantageous for them to say that they had a problem with it.
With it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's always about how can I spin this to benefit me. Like even when somebody fucks up, right, and they're running for campaign, it's like, okay, well, how do we spin this to make us look better?
Yep, exactly. And there's no one innocent on either side. Like
I want to be clear. I'm not trying to advocate like I'm some Trump supporter or anything like that.
Something that I think is fucking hilarious is that like in with video games especially, there's a lot of people are like, don't put politics in video games. And a lot of those people, if you ask them if they're a fan of Metal Gear, they say that they will. And Metal Gear is the fucking series where the final boss of Metal Gear Rising is a U.S. senator.
I mean, Naruto is like straight up politics from day one.
It's literally like Madara and Hashirama were like trying to do this, country together, and then it got political and they went their ways, and then we got Republican and Democrats.
Yeah, literally. It's like the story of every birth of every country. And then the one being like, you know what, I want your land because I need it. And then they're like, I don't want to share. So let's have a war.
Mine now, bitch.
It's mine now.
Berserk. I love Berserk. Oh my God. That is so
Did you
cool.
notice the Beylet?
Is that no, that's the one that you used to have back then. I think you said your sister painted it, right?
Yeah, my sister made it.
Yeah, I remember that. That show's cool.
Let me grab it.
Fuck it. Let's all go. Here we go. Let's do this.
She painted this.
That's so cool. His sister did that shit. That's fire.
Oh, nice.
Fucking
That's
amazing.
dope.
She's gonna be a tattoo artist.
That's fire. Oh my God. And she's going to make money because you out in Miami. That's the capital of fucking tattoos.
I was going to say, if you wear that scouter, you're going to have to commit to that every episode.
No. Yo, that would be fire for the thumbnail. Oh my God.
So I heard that there was a meeting about that where James Cameron, because like originally the studio execs didn't want to do another Alien movie, but then James Cameron, he just went in front of a board. He wrote Alien. He looked back. He put an S, put some dollar signs, and then they're like, greenlit the movie.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Wow.
Cover page.
What
way
a
people-
fucking boss.
Oh, I got an idea.
People
Let's
like
call
come up with
ourselves
ideas, man.
Cash Money Millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be taking over for the 99, the 2000.
Cash money. I was gonna say, like, so Keemstar has another podcast called Mom's Basement, which is just like, what the fuck does that mean? Whatever. So like, at the same time though, while it is good to have like a lot of thought put into the name, at the same time, sometimes you just need something weird. It just like,
It just has to be catchy, right? And I was going to say, like,
I mean, we could even have a podcast called, for example, not this, but like as simple as like what Chris was saying, one word. Like, what if we call the podcast like Dad? You know what I'm saying?
maybe we can call it. We'll name it later.
No.
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 Again, I'm trying to get away from being. I'm not trying to be in Joe's shadow. His original podcast was called "I'll Name This Podcast Later."
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's why I
My
put the
bad.
little thing there. But no, we can't. Yeah, I'm not.
My bad.
No, that was a good idea. I got like you're thinking right. It's just I don't want to go too.
Well, what if, like, I don't know, again, I'm just throwing ideas. Maybe stuff will start to stick when we just start saying random stuff, right?
Right.
I like the word Akihabara because it's like, it's Japan, it's the hotspot of anime. It's just a city.
I want an 80-year-old white lady and a 5-year-old child to be able to watch this show.
Mhm.
And whether they hate our guts, I want them to be able to watch it. They're not going to be able to watch Aki, what? What are they doing? I'm not watching that shit. I feel like something like that would limit us. But if it's creative enough, and at the end of the day, if we all agree, then we're rolling with Akihabara. Like that, this isn't me like nothing.
I have to say though, out of every podcast that I've ever seen, the best title for a podcast, period, is "My Dad Wrote a Porno." That's a real podcast.
They would never
it has
recommend our channel, but
it has a very
But,
very niche topic though.
Not really, because this is like a huge podcast. They've been around for like 10 years, and they've sold out auditoriums. Like they went on like a tour, and they sold out live readings of the podcast, in front of like a live audience. But like, I'm not saying we should have porno in the title. That's not what, just to be clear, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is,
you want hentai.
That title, My Dad Wrote a Porno, it immediately makes you go, what?
I got it. It's done.
My
dad wrote a hentai.
The title alone made me want to listen to the podcast, and I did. And
yo, did you hear what he said?
What?
My dad wrote a hentai.
That's pretty good.
Or well, no, it would be my dad wrote a dojin, wouldn't it?
My dad wrote a dojin, yeah. But hentai sounds more like popular. Like nobody's gonna know. Like hentai is like, at the very least, some people will be like, I know about that anime. You like that hentai stuff, right? That hentai stuff. Orient. Yeah, I'm looking like, Orient, Gintama. Like one-word things do have a lot of impact.
Yeah.
Magi, Orient.
Dragon Ball is technically
Gangsta.
one word. Naruto.
Either that or like those insanely long titles that like light novels have.
But the story behind that,
Girls in a Dungeon,
is that like
Rascal
they can't use titles. They can't use titles, so the title is usually the first sentence of the light novel.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We were trying to come up with a name for our podcast, so we settled on the name of the podcast as the title.
Oh my god!
And that's the title.
That would be a long motherfucker. We couldn't decide. Just watch.
We shortened it to like the title.
Meta as hell.
That would be an interesting way to like name it, like give it a long ass name, explaining like how we tried to name it, and then like you shorten it.
We
like
couldn't
they do,
figure
like,
a name, so we
like Tensura or some shit, right?
Write that down real quick so I could read it out.
We tried to come up with a name for the podcast.
I think there is something to be said about having a long title that can be abbreviated with an acronym.
That's powerful, yeah.
Like this band, Between the Buried and Me, people just call them BT Bam.
So why don't we think of the acronym and then build backwards? Think of the word that we want, and then we'll add meaning to it after the fact. You get what I'm saying?
Wait.
Podcast kicked off the name, so we settled on the title. Could we get away with that? Because that sounds so genius. Could we get away with that?
And you can just shorten it to. We couldn't come up with a title, right? Like how they shorten those long anime names.
Sentence being the title. I swear to God, I love this. I'm not even.
It sounds like an anime.
Sounds like an
anime.
anime.
Podcast and couldn't come up with a name, so we settled on the sentence being the title. And then, we just got to figure out, what do we call it? Do they call us the Glow Gang? Like what do they call us for short?
Maybe we could like.
I want to stick with this name. I swear to God,
we could probably let the audience figure that out themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's kind of fun because even having to say the whole thing, it could be like a running joke.
Yeah.
Them, and then we could just be like them dudes. We just got to find something, or it could be the.
And it makes for a good shirt too because it's just like so much writing.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah. Wow.
We got it, gentlemen.
We're gonna do it.
I'm pretty sold on that long ass name.
I really gotta go because if not, my daughter she just asked me for food and stuff. I really gotta go. But all right. So Sunday, same time.
Yeah, we'll talk in the chat.
All right, You guys take it easy. This was a fucking. Oh, let me stop this.